What's up, everybody? This is Russell McCluskey with Recalibrate Physical Therapy, and today we're going to be going over how you can manipulate a very common exercise that we see in the running community by using or changing the variable of speed. So when we start talking about exercise, rehab, and performance, there are literally innumerable ways that we can manipulate plenty of variables to change, increase, or decrease the challenge of whatever exercise. However, for best outcomes, we always have to keep the end in mind, meaning what are your goals, what is the outcome that you're looking for, and then we reverse engineer to what is necessary to get you that outcome. So if you are a runner, I guarantee you, whether you've worked with a PT or not, you've been told you need to strengthen your hips. That's good advice. It's a good thing just to do blanketly, but we need to dial that in a little bit more. So this exercise I'm going to go into is very common, and I almost guarantee most of you have seen this in some form or another. But what we're going to add to it is in relation to the law of specificity, which states that at a certain point in your recovery, if your goal is to improve performance, you need to train specifically to your sport. So in running, there are many metrics that we can track, but one thing that we have to keep in mind is not only do we just need strong muscles in the hips, lower legs, and throughout the whole body, but there's another component that needs to be dialed in, and that's the timing and sequencing of your muscle activation. Meaning it doesn't quite matter how strong you are if the muscles required at a certain point in your running pattern aren't doing what they need to when you need them to. So, more specifically, every time you strike the ground when you're running, there's some key muscles that have to quickly turn on, off to give you the necessary stability so that you can land and then propel forward off a stable surface, which is your leg. So, one way to manipulate speed and to make it specific to your running, which will optimize your outcome, you simply take your step rate. And your step rate, you divide that by 2. That number now becomes the speed at which you're going to complete this exercise, and that will increase the chances and the likelihood that when these muscles have to turn on when you're running, they do because you've trained them in a way to do so. So if you have 160 steps per minute, divide that by 2, that would be 80. Quickly download a free metronome app, set that to 80 hertz, and then with this common clamshell exercise, which you've all seen, which is just here, great exercise, but again, we're trying to go to that next level. So if you have your metronome and you have your 80 beats per minute, you now complete this exercise specifically to your step rate divided by 2. Okay, another progression. Coming up into the side plank clamshell, this is a good one by itself, but to be specific, find your step rate divided by 2 and same thing. Add that speed component to make this more specific to increase the capabilities of the key muscles for them to operate and fire in the timing and sequencing pattern that you need. All right, so give that one a go, and then just realize that as a physical therapist, this is what we dive into during your evaluation, because not everybody has a timing and sequencing issue, so we don't necessarily need to train that if that's not your problem. But if it is, we do have to dive into that and then provide the appropriate solution to get you to the outcomes you want. But remember, if performance is your goal after you're out of the acute phase, we have to find a way to train you specifically to the outcome that you want. All right?